Shalom. All right, Shalom. Hey, GMS Charlotte Midweek Camp. Before we get started, we'll give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone who taught us his truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring in the house of David, the elect. Let's push this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers. Shalom to the elect.
Right. You know, we're at the end of Esau's kingdom, man. You know, it's another day that prophesied down the downfall of Babylon. Right, we're in the belly of the beast as we speak.
Right.
You know, and as we see going on in the news, man, these distractions going out in order to sway your mind away from all the things that are taken forward in prophecy, man. You know, so we're gonna start here in Habakkuk chapter 2,
Right.
and start at the top in the Good News translation. It reads, "I will climb my watchtower and wait to see what the Lord will tell me to say and what answer he will give to my complaint. The Lord gave me this answer. Write down clearly on tablets what I revealed to you, so that it can be read at a glance." You know, that's what you see going on today, man. You know, the men of the Lord are out here proclaiming this thing, you know, plainly, man. You know, as it reads in the King James Version, man. It's written down clearly so that those who the Lord puts the Spirit on to understand, they can understand it plainly, man, and clearly. You know, it's easily to be understood. So you can see and you can make out, you know, the prophecies in the midst of all the folly and distractions, man.
These things were written before, you know, for our understanding, for our learning.
It reads, "Put it in writing, because it is not yet time for it to come true. But the time is coming quickly, and what I show you will come true. It may seem slow in coming, but wait for it. It will certainly take place, and it will not be delayed." You know, so that's why it's important to continue to pray for, you know, more patience, man. Because these things, we're seeing that snowball effect start to ramp up.
Right.
All these prophecies and different events going on are just piling on to the eventual downfall of Babylon the Great, man.
Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 11. "So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it." You know? So the scriptures, all right, as it tells us in the book of 2 Ezra, the 15th chapter, is faithful and true. Right? This word is faithful and true. What the Lord has said to come to pass in the future is going to come to pass. The things that he's written in the present times that we live in right now, we're living in it and it's come to pass, and the things that happened in the past have already came to fruition, right? So it's no different with the things that are to come in the near future, man. Right? You just got to be patient, as the brother Walker said.
Got something real quick. All right, this is 2 Ezra chapter 15. Verse 1, it says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy." All right, this is what we come out here to speak. Day in and day out. Prophecy. Right? Testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. Right? "Speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord Yahweh Shai." So ultimately, the words that we speak is not of ourselves, but of the Spirit of the Lord. All right? As we're being used as the vessels, all right, to magnify this word, man. Right? It says, verse 2, "Cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true." And that's what the world is beginning to find out now. Right? That we are living in biblical times. That we are at the end of the world. That the so-called apocalypse is upon us. Doomsday, destruction, however you want to call it. The time of the Lord's judgment. All right? It says, "Fear not the imaginations against thee, and let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee." So your disbelief is insignificant, as we say. Just because you don't agree, all right, with certain scriptures, or you don't think the Lord would do such a thing, you know, because there are a lot of, we finding out in these last days that there's a lot of you Jakes that know you Israelites, but you're really offended at the scriptures, man. really offended by the prophecies that are being coming to pass. Right? Woe unto them that are offended. Right? Woe unto them to the offenses must come, roughly paraphrasing, man. You see what I'm saying? That the elect of Yahweh Shai would be in full agreement, all right, with the scriptures. Right? So let's read on. It says, that's why you got a lot of hey, as it gets more serious, you'll have a lot of niggas backpedaling, right? Trying to act like they ain't had nothing to do with this thing. Well, I don't really agree with the camps. What they believe in is more radical. All the shit that's being said. Because when the devil rolled down, guess what? He ain't rolling just on the Israelites. He rolling on all you niggas, man. All you niggas that's fighting for a cause against this man's system. It don't matter what you identify to be. It's called Jacob's trouble for a reason. But it said what? He shall be saved out of it. The elect. Read it on. It says, for all the unfaithful shall die in their for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness, man. Right? So that's why we telling Jake, what if some did not believe? That's your ass. All the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness, man. So if you don't believe, hey, that's the spirit the Lord put on you. Right? Ultimately, he didn't want you to get it in the first place. Right? What did King David say? Give me that in Psalms 69, 22. Not pass it back to you. Yeah, you got it, brother. It's all the spirit. A lot of Jakes out here are really offended, man.
It's the book of Psalm chapter 69 and verse 22.
That's right.
Let their table become a snare before them.
That's right.
And that which should have been for their welfare, let it become a trap.
Right, here it is. This knowledge, this gospel is supposed to be for your welfare, your salvation. All right? Your wisdom amongst the nations, man. All right? The wisdom that's going to get you delivered out of here, man. So that which should have been for your welfare, what?
Psalm 69 and verse 22. Let their table become a snare before them, and that which should have been for their welfare, let it become a trap.
Yeah, it's a shame, man. Here it is. This is the key to everything, man. This is the answers that you've been looking for. Right? This is everything that we've been looking for in this world, man. And you've been blocked. Whew, man.
The election have obtained it, but the rest were blinded, man. We pray that we don't fall into that lot of the blinded, man.
Right.
Because that you're going to be cast into utter darkness, man.
Right.
As the elder read, you're going to ultimately be destroyed for that lack of faith and unbelief.
Right. Oh, also your pride, man.
Right.
Jake don't want to be wrong. Jake don't want to humble down. It's either his way or the highway, man. That's what's going to get a lot of you niggas destroyed out here, man. It's time to come in. It's time to come under Yahweh Shai, man. Order. Right? Your way didn't work. Right? Read on now.
Psalm 68 and verse 23. Let their eyes be darkened, that they see not, and make their loins continually to shake.
Yeah, keep these niggas in a continual state of confusion, man. Right? Here it is, 2023. Niggas still marching. Niggas still voting. Niggas still believe in Biden. Niggas believe in Trump. We still trust in this American system. So yeah, let you niggas continue to be in that confused state of mind, man. Remain in the dust. Right? And the Lord commanded us to shake ourselves from the dust. Right? 2/3 remain in the dust, man. Right? A lot of dusty. Oh man, go ahead.
Psalm 69 and verse 24.
Damn.
Pour out thine indignation upon them.
Yep.
And let thy wrathful anger take hold of them.
And that's what's about to happen, man. Hey, we live in a society full of pride, man. Just went into a lesson on that. All the pride of Babylon is about to get rewarded, all right, with a beautiful and terrible destruction. How about that, man? Right? So this society is about to learn the fear of the Lord, man. Okay, basically the great humbling is coming, man. All your energy, hey, give me that in 1 John 2 and 16 about the pride of life, not of the Father but of the world. And read that in the good news because it goes crazy, right? But all that, the great humbling is coming, man. You trusted in the money you got, the job that you hold, right? You got a nice car, nice crib, whatever. All that about the, hey, you about to lose it all, man. Right? Be prepared to be uncomfortable, as brothers been saying, man. Right? One of the brothers did a lesson. I forgot where he was at, Slovakia. I believe the title was going into as the dollar crashes or change, so will our lives as well. Roughly paraphrasing, man. Right? So as we witness this change in this economy, hey, our lives gonna change too. But what gives us the advantage is that we got the wisdom, and we're preparing our minds to endure the times that's coming, to endure the change. Right? Read that for me, y'all.
1 John chapter 2 and verse 16.
Start at 15.
1 John 2:15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world.
Right, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world, man. Look at the state of this current world, man. Everything about this world on this side is totally in opposition of Yahweh Shema Shai. Right? Go ahead,
They got
Doc.
the nerve to act as though they are really for the Lord.
Right.
Damn hypocrites.
The God of this Bible ain't for this world, man.
Right.
Right? But that's one of the concepts of Christianity, that the Bible is for mankind. Right?
God accept everybody.
Yeah.
You can flip off the Most High and you just live. Like, you like, all right, I'll rock with you now. Nah, you people are simple-minded as all hell.
Right.
How is it that you wouldn't take disrespect from somebody, but the Lord gonna take your disrespect and he's just gonna be like, okay, I still love you though. That ain't how it works, man. Continuing on. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
Yeah, that's why we say it's time to separate your spirit out of this world, man. It's time to detach from this wicked society, man. Right? America's about to be thrust through with the sword, man. So if you want to continue to be joined hand in hand with it, you're gonna be thrust through as well. You're gonna die with the sinking ship. Read on out.
Verse 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh.
The lust of the flesh, man. And these devils are playing hard on the lust of the flesh right now, man. Everything is hypersexualized, over-sexualized, right? It's a very sick and twisted society, man. A corrupt world we live in, man.
Yeah.
Perverseness is magnified, man.
It's gotten so bad to where there's a rise on AI girlfriends because the men, young men around the age of in their 20s, they're struggling to find a mate because of, like you said, Zakar, this world is hypersexual. It boasts the woman up to where the woman can go out, be promiscuous, but not really have any actual dealings with men, really.
Right.
Just be on the internet and shit.
Right.
To where men are just like, shit, let me find a fucking internet AI girlfriend or some weirdo shit.
They want you popping robots if you can have his weapons.
Shit, it's gonna get there.
I mean, that's the direction society is headed, though.
Yeah.
Right? Go ahead.
Continuing on.
Right on
And
time.
the lust of the eyes and the pride of life
Right.
is not of the Father, but is of the
It's
world.
of the world, man. Can you read that in the good news?
So the book of 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15 in the Good News translation. Do not love the world or anything that belongs to the world.
Yep.
If you love the world, you do not love the Father.
Why is that? Because this world was given over to Satan, man. All right, was it 1 John 5 and 19? That the whole world lieth in wickedness, man. It was given under the subjection of the devil when you break it down. Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
1 John chapter 2 and verse 16 in the Good News translation. Everything that belongs to the world, what the sinful self desires, everything that belongs to the world, what the sinful self desires, what the people see and want, and everything in of this comes, everything in this see and what, and everything this world that the people are so proud of, none of this comes from the Father.
Yep.
It all comes from the world.
Right. Because the fashion of this world, as the scriptures tell us in 1 Corinthians 7 and 31,
Yep.
will pass away.
Yep.
Right? See, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, his ways are everlasting. You know, we see a finite society. This society can't go on in the fashion that it's going in because it's at odds with the fashion of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Right. Righteousness, right? You read that latter?
Yeah, wickedness is not going to thrive much longer.
It has a shelf. The Lord always set a shelf life for a kingdom that will go contrary to the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
You know? Like that saying in the world, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right? Every time that our people have sidestepped, that the heathen nations have sidestepped, what immediately came after that? A falling. It's no different with America.
Right. I got something real quick. Going into Daniel, the 5th chapter, the meaning of the writing on the wall, right? So you have the hand of the Lord that appeared on the wall right before King Belshazzar fell. All right. So this is Daniel's 5 and verse 25. Straight to the point. Daniel's 5 and 25. It says, and this is the meaning that was written. Mene, which means numbered. Tekel, meaning measured or weighed. Upharsin, which means divided. It says this is the interpretation of the thing. Mene, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai have numbered thy kingdom and finished it. So like the brother was saying, just like the fall of Babylon, all societies had a time of rulership and a time of them falling. So right now we're witnessing the fall of this rulership. All right, the daughter of Babylon, Babylon the Great, America, which is according to the Bible, man. So we're in the fall of this last ruling heathen kingdom. Right? It's been numbered, it's been finished. The Lord, like the brother said, the Lord had a plateau, a peak. Right? He had bounds that this devil couldn't pass. We're there, man. Because are we not at the height of the New World Order? All right, you see 3D printed fucking beef and fish. You see what I'm saying? Well, hey, that's a famine, bro. All this 3D printed shit, all this lab created shit, that's a famine. We in the middle of it right now, man.
Where are the nutrients?
Yeah, where the nutrients at? You can't eat that shit.
You can't 3D print nutrients. Like this nigga Esau.
What are they using to print it with?
Come on, man. What's in this shit? You see what I'm saying? That's a famine, man.
But all these simple ass Babylonians need to do is just taste it, and if it tastes good, they're like, fuck it.
That's it. It's chicken.
It's like chicken.
Impossible meat. And they telling you this shit is impossible.
Literally.
It ain't real.
Whoever came up with that said that's a major fucking.
You know? But the point is, this is where everything is headed in society, man. All right? Moles got rights. They got power, man. Transformers sit in the power seat. They have the power to dictate on what stands and what goes.
Open pedophilia. Open pedophilia, known with top banking elites.
Right.
Top banking institutions. J.P. Morgan caught up with Epstein Island.
Right.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Nobody gives.
Everybody like shit. What about this NFL draft though?
Right.
Like, nigga.
About the niggas that went to the soda can to see Titanic.
Right, exactly.
What's Madonna? That bitch is in ICU right now.
Right. They say she unresponsive. Now, if Madonna died, that's one hell of a distraction right there. If she died, yeah, Michael Jackson 2.0. If she passed, hey, that's all the world's gonna care about, man. So Esau doing some work behind the scenes.
Funny she Canadian too. All these fucking wildfires.
That's heavy. You can get canceled for telling the truth. But the point is, that's the type of world that we live in. But a world like that is not gonna last too much longer, man. We're here to tell you that. Go ahead, huh?
1 John 2, right on point. 1 John 2 and 17. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof.
Yep, this world about to pass away, and all the lust and all the lust thereof. Go ahead.
But he that doeth the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai abideth forever.
That's it, man. You know, he that doeth the will of the Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai abideth forever. Lord willing, that's us. All right, because our minds are stored in the treasure. Give me that in Matthew 6. Our minds are stored up for the treasures of heaven, man. Right? We understand what's going to be brought to us, what's going to be given to us in the kingdom to come, Lord willing, we those men. Right? Go ahead, Al.
Matthew chapter 6 and verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth.
And this is the mindset that we need to have right now. Right? This is the mindset that should be in us right now. Understanding that, look, get ready to forsake all this shit on this side, man. Go ahead, Al.
Your brother had posted an excerpt from that movie Heat with Robert De Niro and Al Pacino.
Come on.
And it's a scene with the two of them sitting in a diner. And he said, my father told me, don't ever fall, pretty much don't get attachment to anything that you aren't willing to get rid of in 30 seconds and walk away from. You know? That's the mindset that we got to be in these times that we're coming into, as Aquan has said. Continuing on, verse 19, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal.
Yep.
But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven.
Yeah, read that again, Salakia.
19.
Yeah, 19. And hold James 4 and 4 as well. Just to add that precept. Read it again from the Salakia.
Matthew chapter 6 and verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal.
Yeah. Carnal things, tangible things. Because you really don't own shit on this side. Right? You don't even own your life. You don't own yourself. Any given time, Esau could pass a law and snatch your ass up. Hell, he already got it on the books. You see what I'm saying? You don't own that house. You pay taxes, right? That car. You see what I'm saying? You don't own your children. Right? Hey, Esau could have some shit with CPS come and take your kids. Right? By law. So like I said, where thieves can break and steal. Your house. Come on, man. Go ahead.
Like I say, the Lord has given us a lot of these things, man. Or all these things.
Right.
Right? So it's not above him to take them away as well.
Exactly.
You know, so you have to count your, you don't attach yourself or your ambitions, your cares to all your tangible goods.
Right.
Because the Lord, he giveth and he taketh away, man. Right. So it's like it's not yours. You have to come into that realization that nothing that you have belongs to you. So and that'll make it easier when these things do eventually come to pass and you lose everything.
Not even your life. That's why we out here making our bodies a living sacrifice.
See, that's the importance that the scriptures tell us to understand the will of God. So as the brother has said, these things don't overtake you like burdensome, like how it's going to overtake the world.
Right.
And they're put into a trick bag where everything seems like it's being slipped away from their hands, and they get presented with an ultimatum. Continuing on, verse 20. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven,
Yep.
where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt,
Yep.
and where thieves do not break through nor steal.
And because the treasures in heaven are incorruptible, man. Spiritual power, immortality, kingship, dominion over the planet Earth and nations, man. The people. Peace. Right? All those things are incorruptible, man. See that? That's why what are we fighting for? An incorruptible crown, as the scripture says. People in the world, they fight for that corruptible crown, man. Having some type of street status, having some type of name in the world. When we just read in the scriptures clearly, hey, this world about to pass away. So the weight of your name ain't gonna mean shit. Who you are, what you did, your accolades, how many degrees you got, what school you went to, how much money you got in your bank account, that ain't about to mean shit. All that's gonna be brought to nothing, man. So store up for the spiritual things, the incorruptible things, man. Any more?
Continuing on. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
Exactly, man. So wherever your treasure is where your mind's gonna be at, man. All right? And our minds are concerned with the things above, as the scripture says. The heavenly things, The scripture say our conversation is in heaven, man. Right? When we get amongst each other, man, hey, we'll talk about things that go on in the world, little carnal things that we may like. But really, when we together, we talking about the kingdom. We talking about the power, man. Yahweh Shai coming back. Being in those incorruptible bodies, man. never sinning again, standing before the Lord, communicating with the Lord, talking to the angels.
Goals and ambitions in the kingdom.
Come on, man. Restoring the earth back to health. Right? Being truly Zion, man. Being that representation, you know, the representation of the Lord on earth, the Lord's people, man. That's what we speak about, man. You got it, brother.
It's Colossians chapter 3 and verse 1. If ye then be risen with Hamashiach, seek those things which are above.
Woo, seek those things that are above, heavenly things, man. Go ahead.
Where Hamashiach sitteth on the right hand of the Most High.
Come on, man.
Set your affection on things above.
Man, set your affection on things above, man. All right? Hey, do you understand that you're about to be a God, Jake? That the Lord is going to, hey, we those men that was with Yahweh Shah from the creation, right from the beginning of time, hey, the Lord about to put us back into that estate. All right? He's about to put us back in our true form. Give me that in Isaiah 1 and 26. And then hold the one in Hebrews 12 and 22. Yeah, go ahead.
It's the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 7 and verse 15. Now therefore, why disquietest thyself, seeing thou art but a corruptible man? That word disquiet goes into being, anxious and having anxiety. Right? It says, and why art thou moved, whereas thou art but mortal? Why hast thou not considered in thy mind this thing that is to come, rather than that which is present? And also, as the elder was saying, our focus is on the things to come, man. We're not concerned with the regular everyday affairs, man. Right. We do what we need to do to get by. But outside of that, man, our focus is the spiritual things, man. Focus on building our relationship with the Lord. Focus on, ensuring our place on the chariot, man. Exactly. Continuing to pray that we may be accounted worthy, man.
Right, being the best servant we can be in this flesh.
We be amongst the world, be like Marshawn Lynch. We just here so we don't get fined.
That's it.
Do what we gotta do, we be out.
That's it. Yeah, give me that real quick.
Isaiah 1 and 26. And I will restore thy judges as at the first.
Right, so the Lord said, I will restore thy judges as at the first. This is talking about the beginning of time before the creation itself. Genesis, the first chapter, the Alahayim, the powers, the judges, man. All right, that were given the blueprint to create the Lord's creation, man. We're gonna go back to that. This is the purpose of us being out here teaching, man. To be restored back to our former state. Right? Go ahead, Al.
And thy counselors as at the beginning.
And thy counselors as at the beginning. Go ahead.
Afterward, thou shalt be called the city of righteousness, the faithful city.
Yeah, because we're going back to, we're gonna have our status, our position back. Right? The sons of God, the kings of the earth, man. Just adding to the point, these are the things that our minds are concerned with. Are we those men? Right? Give me that in Hebrews 12, 20, 22. Bear with me for a second. I think it's Hebrews 12, 22, right? Yeah, start at 22. Read 22 and read down to 23.
It's Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 22. But ye are come unto Mount Zion, and unto the city of the living power, the heavenly Jerusalem, and to an innumerable company of angels, to the general assembly and church of the firstborn.
Right, the church of the firstborn, man. The original priesthood. Those counselors from the beginning, as we just read in Isaiah 1 and 26, man. Those powers, those angels, man. Right? We're fighting to get back, to be put back in that position. Go ahead.
The general assembly and church of the firstborn.
Yeah, the firstborn, the first fruits. Right? Go ahead.
Which are written in heaven.
Which are written in heaven. Lord willing, we those spirits, man. Right? That's why we say, hey, we're the hopeful elect. Go ahead.
Which are written in heaven, and to the Most High, the judge of all, and to the spirits of just men made perfect.
In the spirits of just men made perfect, man. Lord willing, that's us, man. All right, all you brothers out there that's doing the work, that sincerely believe in Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Right? A nation of kings and priests. Exodus 19, right? Now from there, give me Ephesians 1 and 3. Just want to make it points in the spirit. He's talking about our heavenly desires, man. Right? Our minds are not of this world.
That's why you get around people of this world, they be looking at you sideways like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right. Yeah, remember we was talking about it in War Walks? We was talking about us coming into the world, and a nigga woman didn't like that. She was ready to suplex the 12 tribe signs. Right? You remember that? But the sign was too heavy for her ass, was struggling to pick it up. But she was ready to throw that shit over, man. And all we was talking about is what we getting ready to inherit, man. And she wasn't trying to hear that, man.
My
Yo?
dominion.
Go ahead, huh?
Eagles about to lose this shit. That's
Right.
hilarious. You wanted Ephesians 1 and 3.
Yeah, give me Ephesians 1 and 3.
This is Ephesians chapter 1 and verse 3. Blessed be the power and Father of our Lord, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, who have blessed us with all spiritual blessings in heavenly places.
Yeah, which is what? This wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. All right? The elect are joined through this understanding, through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai. Go ahead.
Who have blessed us with all spiritual blessings in heavenly places in Hamashiach,
Yep.
according as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world.
According as he have chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, man. That's them. Hey, that's those spirits that were with him from the beginning. Right? Read it again for me, out.
God. Verse 4. According as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love.
Right, because hey, are not the saints, when you read Revelation 14, are not those wise virgins going to be found blameless before the throne of the Lord? They're going to be found without fault, without guile. Right? Read on out.
Verse 5. Having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by Hamashiach Yahushai to himself.
All right, I got a quick precept. Oh, you wanted to bring that out real quick? After you bring that, I got a precept for that.
According to the good pleasure of his will. Again, we got to understand the will of Yahweh Yahushai.
Right.
This is his movement. We're just playing out our roles in the film.
Right. Yeah, the position that the elect holds is a very vital position, man. All right, you're talking about the governing body. You're talking about the tabernacle of David, man. All right, Yahweh Shai, King David. All right, the 12 apostles, 144,000. Right, the order. Read on. Oh, go ahead.
It's the word predestination in the Free Dictionary. Reads, the doctrine that the Most High has foreordained all things, especially that the Most High has elected certain souls to eternal salvation.
Woo! Everybody was selected. This thing ain't for the world. It's for the remnant. Those who the Most High has selected. Right?
Continuing on, it reads,
If I could add, just to that point, right? When we read in verse 5, he said that it was predestinated us unto the adoption, being brought back, of children by Yahweh, by Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. You know, showing the importance of Yahweh Shai.
Right. Because what was the adoption? Yahweh Shai being that sacrifice, shedding his blood, and restoring favor between what? Israel and the Most High. The mediator, the intercessor, the go-between, the lawyer, so to speak. Right? It's because of his sacrifice we were able to come back into the fold, man. Right? Right.
continuing on, it reads, the divine decree foreordaining all souls to either salvation or damnation.
Right, so everybody, that cuts that whole doctrine that God loves the world. God ain't coming to save everybody. All right? There's an elect.
Why the fuck will you come and save all these weirdo motherfuckers? Motherfuckers chopping their dicks off. You know what I'm saying? All these weird people like that obviously have enmity against the Most High. scriptures tell us that in the end there will be many anti-Hamashiach.
Right.
So he gonna save the people that's against him?
Yeah.
That don't even make no sense.
Right. Idol worship, sorcery, right? Witches. There's all types of shit out here, man. Go ahead, any more? That was it. So go back to that. We don't oh, yeah. The water. This is Sirach 36. Read real quick, just to bring it back. Read verse 4 again, and I'm going to bring it out.
Ephesians 1:4. According as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world.
Woo! Before the foundation. Lord willing, we was chosen. Read on.
That we should be holy and without blame before him in love.
Right. This is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 36, verse 15, and it reads. It says, "Give testimony unto those that thou hast possessed from the beginning." Right. And who holds the testimony? The elect. And Lord willing, we are those spirits from the beginning. Right. That are doing the work on the earth right now, man. Right. It says, "Give testimony unto those that thou hast possessed from the beginning, and raise up prophets that have been in thy name." Ooh, man. So the prophets will come in the true name of Yahweh Shemawashah, man. Right? They wouldn't be coming in fucking Christ. Yahweh, Ahaya, Yah. They will be coming in the true correct name of Yahweh Shemawashah and in the true sound doctrine, man. They would have the breath. Okay? That's another separation. Ezekiel 37. Right? Get that real quick. Everybody wasn't given the breath.
And like you read, it said, have been in the name, right? Meaning going to past tense, man. You know, because the spirit of the prophets is subject to the prophets,
Yes.
man. You know, so the prophets always proclaim the name of Yahweh Shemawashah.
Right.
Can I get this word name in the dictionary?
Got it.
It's heavy. It says reputation, distinguished reputation. Words by which an entity is designated and distinguished from others. You know? So the words of Yahweh Shai, they hold what? They hold lamentations, woes, right? The prophets that were given this word, they would do what? They would prophesy against many great countries and kingdoms of woes, evils, pestilence, right? But when you speak in the name of Jesus Christ and God like this world, you speak of love. You speak of all these great things.
All inclusive.
All inclusive. Supersessionism. Everybody coming to the damn covenant.
Right.
Who gonna be the servant? Who knows?
Right.
AI. Fucking you know, but the words, it says the words by which an entity is designated and distinguished from others. And that just is the definition of name. Your name hold weight.
It's a reputation that came with it. It says, verse 16, "Reward them that wait for thee, and let thy prophets be found faithful." Man. So the prophets are back on the earth, prophesying again, back in their lot. Isaiah 34 and 17. They would come back into the light generation after generation, man. Go ahead, Doc.
So the book of Ezekiel chapter 37, and I'll start in verse 4, and it reads, "Again he said unto me, prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord.
Yep.
Thus saith the Lord power, unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and you shall live. And I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring flesh up upon you,
Right.
and cover you with skin."
Yep. And the Lord gave us back the truth. He gave us back our nationality and heritage. Right. That shows you. Once again, without the breath, we were in a dead state. You know.
"And I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring up flesh upon you,
Yep.
and cover you with skin,
Right.
and put breath in you.
The breath in you. Go ahead. And this is all happening in these times now. Go ahead.
And ye shall live,
Yep.
and ye shall know that I am the Lord.
That's right.
So I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise.
And that noise is what? All these jakes popping up all over the planet. All these different camps. Right? That's the noise. Go ahead.
And as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to his bone.
Yep.
And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them.
Right, so you got a lot of camps out there that have the knowledge of being Israel, but they don't have the complete sound doctrine. They don't have 100% truth. They weren't given the breath. They're not giving you the whole doctrine, the whole road. Right? So that's the separation within itself. Right? Somebody on the earth has 100% truth. Everybody ain't got it. Right?
Israel of the Most High has it.
Galatians 6:16. Right? That was it on that. You want to make that point. Is there any more in that Ephesians?
Yes, a little bit more.
Yeah, read a little bit more of that. We're just in the spirit, bringing it out.
Ephesians 1:5. Having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by Yahushua HaMashiach
That's right.
to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will.
Read on.
Verse 6. To the praise of the glory of his grace, wherein he hath made us accepted in the beloved.
Woo! He have made us accepted and beloved. Right? Go ahead.
Tell me there ain't no Asian.
Come on, man. How he pop up every single time?
You're a grown man on a Wednesday evening. It's
Right.
7 o'clock. You ain't got nothing else.
I'm trying to think of some questions to ask. Go ahead.
Verse 7. In whom we have redemption through his blood.
Yep. We have redemption through his blood. All right? Through his sacrifice. Go ahead.
The forgiveness of sins according to the riches of his grace.
Yeah, the forgiveness of sins according to the riches of his grace. That's why right now we are to not to take this grace period lightly, man. But to put ourselves, to give ourselves the advantage, man. All right? To amend our ways, to repent. All right? To walk accordingly to the best of our ability. Keep the laws, statutes, commandments to the best of our ability. Keep faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Pray more than ever. Like the Elder Hawaii said, man, now is the time to be praying more than you ever did, man. Because we see that we right at the finish line. The Lord told us that this thing would be even at the doors. Right? Read on? Yeah.
You know, all these various psyops, right? And as Elder Apostle Tahar coined this year for the top of the year, right? The hopeful year that all the prophecies come to pass.
Right.
And this year just been in fucking turbo mode.
Yep.
With all of these various events and psyops occurring, man. You know? Continuing on. Verse 8. Wherein he hath abounded toward us in all wisdom and prudence. Verse 9. Having made known unto us the mystery of his will.
Woo, and have made known unto us the mystery of his will. And that's what the world don't understand. All right? The perception of the scriptures to the world is all inclusive. God loves everybody. He gonna save everybody. Well, if the Lord coming to save everybody, hey, who gonna build up the kingdoms? Who gonna be the slaves if the Lord coming to save every goddamn soul on the planet, man?
That's how you know it's really a mystery, because this book is available everywhere. You know?
Right.
But these people, they weren't given the spirit, the breath to actually understand it.
Right.
You know?
Like the brother said, the Christian's idea of the way of the scriptures is a lie. Don't add up.
It don't fucking add up. You be looking, you reading the scripture, you be like, what the fuck is y'all talking about?
Right.
Who made this idea? Came in with this dumb shit.
But that's that supersessionism, man.
Yep.
That replacement theology, man, where the Christian church has now replaced Israel and the covenants, basically. That's the whole concept of supersessionism. Right. The church is now, you know, Israel. What did it say? Israel had voided the contract. They voided out the contract with the Lord. Now the Christian church is the one that's going to be spiritual Israel to be saved.
Right. They'll say that the Jews, they rejected Yahushua, but that's not true.
That's not true.
You had Jews that accepted the Lord.
Yep.
There were people of Israel that didn't accept the Lord when he was there.
Right.
But there were Jews that accepted the Lord.
Right.
You know? So you're just going to displace them from the covenant?
Right.
And what they were entitled to inherit?
Right. What about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? They always stop at Abraham. Brothers been going into that.
Yep.
What about Isaac and Jacob? Brothers always say you try to hijack Abraham, you know? Nah, man. Hey, the Bible is about the chosen seed, man. Right? The sons of God who are the Israelites, the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. whom the Lord came to save his people from their sins. Go ahead, Ike.
Continuing on. Verse 9. According to his good pleasure, which he hath purposed in himself.
That's right.
You know, as the scriptures say, you know, my thoughts are not your thoughts, and my ways are not your ways. You know? Because you have Jake will try and sit down and reason with themselves, like, oh man, why is it that we got to go through X, Y, and Z, and why is it that, you know, we're in this hellhole? Like, look, brother, that's just how the story goes. You know, you have to understand the story. You have to understand the will of the Lord. So, this is your state. This is your state. We're giving you clarity on what it is. All right?
But when you lack the understanding, you don't have the rest. You don't really have rest. That's why Jake is out here wrestling to destruction. Because we got the understanding, we see it gives us comfort. Right? We understand why things are the way they are. Why things happen how they happen.
They say that in Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, that they weary themselves in dry places, in deserts. Let's paraphrase.
Right.
Continuing on, verse 10, Ephesians 1 and 10, that in the dispensation of the fullness of times, he might gather together in one all things in Hamashiach,
Yep.
both which are in heaven and which are on earth, even in him.
Quick precept. All right, this is the point is in verse 20, Colossians 1 and 20, but I'm gonna start at I'll start at 15. Colossians 1 and 15, it says, who is the image of the invisible power, the firstborn of every creature, right? Which is Yahweh Shai, man. He was the first created spirit by the Father. He's the Word. The Lord spoke him into existence, you know? It says, for by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in the earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created by him and for him. Yahweh Shai, man. It says, and he is before all things, and by him all things consist, man. Because hey, he was there from the beginning. You read was it Proverbs 8, verse 22 on down? All right, he was there before the earth was formed, the mountains, the oceans, right? He gives you account of that. He talks about how, matter of fact, just get it real quick, right? On how he was beside the Father. Proverbs 8:22 on down. This is dealing with Yahweh Shai, man. It said that he was, what did it say? He's before all things, and by him all things consist. Word, man.
So Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 22. The Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way.
See that? The Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way, man. This is Yahweh Shai, man. Go ahead.
Before his works of old, I was set up from everlasting.
See that? I was set up for everlasting. He was there. Go ahead.
From the beginning, or ever the earth was.
Yes, see that? Before the beginning, or ever the earth was. Before creation itself, Yahweh Shai was there with the Father. Right? Read on.
When there were no depths, I was brought forth. When there were no fountains abounding with water, before the mountains were settled, before the hills was I brought forth.
Yep, you're talking about before the elements came together to form the heavens and the earth. You know, Yahweh Shai was there, man. Right?
While as yet he had not made the earth, nor the fields, nor the highest part of the dust of the world. When he prepared the heavens, I was there.
Yeah, he is. That's it. That's all we need right there. Right? So let's go back. Colossians 1 and 18, it says, and he is the head of the body, the church. All right? Scriptures also say he's the bishop of our souls. You know, the bishop going back to the head of the church. It says he is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have preeminence. For it pleased the Father that in him should all fullness dwell. The point, verse 20, and having made peace through the blood of his cross, right? That peace going back to that reconciliation, man. right? Through his sacrifice, how peace was made between Israel and the Father, man. Right? It says,
Get that word for preeminence.
yeah, you got it.
Superior to or notable above all others. Outstanding. Greatest in importance or degree or significance of achievement.
That's right.
Of or characteristics of high rank or importance. A
Right.
superior ruler.
Yep. King of Kings, Lord of Lords.
God tells us.
Yep. Read on out. Oh, Shalak, I was good. Shalak. Colossians 1:20 says, and having made peace through the blood of his cross, by him to reconcile all things unto himself. By him, I say, whether things be in the earth or things in heaven. And you that were sometime alienated and enemies in your mind by wicked works, yet now have he reconciled. Yeah, we were once enemies of the Lord, man. We were once of the world, thinking like a nigga, doing nigga shit, you know? But hey, but through his sacrifice, that reconciliation, we were able to come back, man, through repentance, man. See what I'm saying? We were, like I said, we were alienated in our mind with wicked works. we was like these niggas in the world. Not with a fighting fucking chance, man. But the Lord saw something in us to give us mercy to allow us to have His knowledge, man. Right? Yeah.
Romans chapter 12, I'll get straight to the point. Verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Yeah, so it's a reset of the mind, man. How you think, how you move, how you conduct yourself in this world, man. That's how you become a new creature in your Yahweh Shai, man.
That's where the detachment starts.
Exactly.
That's why brothers always say, you're not gonna hop on the plane and go to Israel, right? You're gonna wait on the Lord, but it starts with you informing and detaching your mindset from the fashions of this world. Continuing on, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It's all going back to the will, always. It always ties back to the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Yeah, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai threw your ass into slavery. Why was it the will of him to do that? Because you disobeyed. Who did he set up in the last days that would put you into this captivity? Esau, Edom. Why was he put into position of the rulership? Because he would be the ensign of the heathen rulership before Israel would establish their everlasting dominion. Why are we out here prophesying on the highways and hedges? To prophesy of the downfall of this wicked kingdom, right? And to foretell the deliverance of the nation of Israel.
Right.
It's all the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
Hey, this has been a message by the prophets since the beginning of time.
That's right.
Real quick. Get that in Acts the 3rd chapter, start at verse 19, and I got something behind. I just want to add on to what you said, because it was heavy.
Acts 3:19.
Acts 3:19. This has always been the message, man. All right, that the Lord was going to set up the kingdom of heaven on earth. Right?
Acts chapter 3, verse 19. Repent ye therefore and be converted, that your sins may be blotted out when the time of refreshing shall come from the presence of the Lord.
Yeah, when the time of refreshing, man, the Lord's about to refresh the planet. He's about to reset it with the destruction.
Hard reason.
Right. Go ahead.
I'm going to put this word refreshing.
Right. You got it. Yep. That's the real restoration as we're going to read, man.
Word refreshing. It says G40, so like a G403, a cooling, refreshing, properly a recovery of breath, revival. Let's see.
But that's what the Lord is going to bring revival back into the earth, man. The earth is going to be made new.
Bear's lexicon, it says cooling, refreshing of the messianic blessedness to be ushered in by the return of Yahweh Shai, Mashiach from heaven.
Yeah, the messianic blessedness of the ushering of the return of Yahweh Shai from heaven. All right, he's bringing the kingdom. Read on now.
Continuing on, verse 20. And he shall send Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, which before was preached unto you.
Yep.
Verse 21. Whom the heaven must receive until the times of restitution.
Into the times of restitution, which we're vastly approaching that time of restitution. The reset, the renewing of the earth, man, in righteousness. Go ahead.
Continuing on. Until the time of restitution of all things, which Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai have spoken by the mouth of all his holy prophets since the world began.
See that? This has always been the message since the beginning of the time, man. All right? The Messiah, who the world calls Jesus the Christ, whose name is Yahweh Shai, is coming to set the kingdom of heaven up on the earth, man. He's coming to refresh the planet, to set up his glorious kingdom. Real quick, you got something?
Yeah, I got that word for restitution.
Go ahead. Isaiah 9.
You got the definition.
Yeah, get that. You give me Isaiah 9 and 6.
G605, word restitution. It says restoration of a true theocracy.
Of a true theocracy. All right? Where you have the Most High and His Son as the appointed rulers. Right?
It says of the perfect state before the fall.
The perfect state before the fall, because we're going to go back. The earth is going to go back to the Garden of Eden, man. The earth is going to go back to pure perfection, man. Right? Because before the fall of Adam and Eve, we were supposed to live forever. But what? Sin entered into the earth. Right?
Check this out. It says, in the Bears Greek lexicon, it says, the restitution not only of the true theocracy, but also of that more perfect state of things which existed before the fall. So it's going to surpass that greatness of the state of the fall, man, before the fall.
Yep. That's truly a righteous world. Right? 2 Peter the 3rd chapter. You know? We need these things. We're hastening on the day of the Lord. Right? We need the destruction in order to inherit that righteous world, man. Lord willing, we be found blameless. Let me get this real quick too. Oh, you have something? Yeah, bring it out,
This restitution, the Common Dictionary, the Free Dictionary reads, the act of restoring to the rightful owner something that has been taken away, lost, or surrendered, the act of making good or compensating for loss, damage, or injury, or indemnification. But pretty much coming, giving the earth back to its rightful owners, man. It's been too long that the earth has been in the hands of these heathen, man. We see the state, of existence right now, man. If the Lord didn't if Yahweh Shai didn't come back, all existence will be lost, man. Esau Edom will run everything into the ground, including himself. And the pride of these devils is them thinking that they can escape their own wickedness, man.
Right. I got something to add. Sirach 10 and 4, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. In due time, he will set over it one that is profitable. So
the elect, 144 judges, the nation of Israel, in its entirety, really.
Right. Started with Yahweh Shai. Get that, Isaiah 9 and 6.
This is Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 6. For unto us a child is born.
Yep.
Unto us a son is given.
Right, so this is Isaiah prophesying about the coming of Yahweh Shai. Right? Then the Lord say, come in the volume of the book. It is written of me. Read on.
Unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders.
The government shall be upon his shoulders, man. Right? Go ahead.
And his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end.
What is his government? The kingdom. The kingdom of heaven. Read it again.
Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end.
Hey, ain't gonna be no end to the kingdom of heaven. Give me Isaiah 45 before you read on Isaiah 45 and 17. Everlasting dominion. Yeah, if you want to get that too. Before we finish up that Isaiah 9.
Isaiah chapter 45, verse 15. Verily thou art a power that hidest thyself, O power of Israel, the Savior. Verse 6.
Oh, read that. Slide.
I'll just but Israel shall be saved in the Lord Yahweh with an everlasting salvation.
With the everlasting salvation. Go ahead.
He shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
Israel is the world without end, man. Right? As we just read in Isaiah 9. Read that again.
Isaiah 9 and verse 7. Of the increase of his government and peace, there shall be no end.
There should be no end of the kingdom. Go ahead.
And upon his kingdom to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth.
Let's get the first one.
Isaiah 9 and 7. Of his increase of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end. Upon the throne of David.
Upon the throne of David, man. King David is going to be on the throne. All right, he's going to be king over Israel under Yahushua. He's still going to have his rightful position. Right? The scriptures even say that David's throne shall not perish. Right? So it said under the throne of David. And ultimately what? Yahushua came out of the line of David. Right? Read on.
Upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom to order it and to establish it.
To order it and establish it. That's going to happen on the earth. Right? Go ahead.
To order it and establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth, even forever.
Yeah, that's when righteousness is going to rule the world, going to rule the earth forever, man. Pursuing the give me that in Isaiah. Was it Isaiah? It's like it just fell off my mind. It's Isaiah 29. I want to say Isaiah 29 in verse. Bear with me. No, that wasn't it. It kind of just slipped my mind. Where he said that when the laws are in the earth, the world with no righteousness. Right? Isaiah 26 and 9. Salaki, there you go. Get that real quick too.
So Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 9. With my soul have I desired thee in the night. Yea, with my spirit within me will I seek thee early.
Yep.
For when thy judgments are in the earth, the inhabitants of the world will learn righteousness.
Yeah, see that when the judgments of Yahweh Shema are in the earth, the whole world gonna learn righteousness. That's when the world is gonna be perfected at that point. Right?
It's like how this world was given over to wickedness.
Yep. Hey, you know how they say in the world, well, in a perfect world, well, guess what? Hey, a perfect world is about to exist. It's about to come.
That's right.
There's such a thing. And it's going to be under the order of Yahweh Shema Shai. See? You got some, if not, give me Michael the 4th chapter. All right? It's all the spirit. Oh, I had a precept earlier. Let me see if I can still bring this out. All right, just adding on to being, Lord willing, we are those spirits from the beginning. All right? This is, bear with me, this is 2 Thessalonians. Let's get that. Should have brought this out earlier, Salaki, but I think we can still bring it out. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 13, and it reads, it says, but we are bound to give thanks always to the Most High for you, brethren, beloved of the Lord, because Yahweh Shema Shai have from the beginning chosen you to salvation through the sanctification of the Spirit and the truth. See that? Through the sanctification, it says, through the sanctification of the Spirit and belief of the truth, man. So Lord willing, we were those spirits from the beginning, man. I got one more. You want to bring that out. There's another one in 1 John 2 and 13. Let me get that too. All right, 1 John 2 and 13. Bear with me. All right, this is 1 John chapter 2, verse 13. And it reads, it says, I write unto you, fathers, because you have known him that is from the beginning, right? I write unto you, young men, because you have overcome the wicked one. I write unto you, little children, because you have known the Father. Verse 14, I have written unto you, fathers, because you have known him that is from the beginning. I have written unto you, young men, because you are strong, and the word of the Most High abideth in you, and you have overcome the wicked one, man. So, hey, we already got the victory. We just got to continue to play it out, man. We got to continue to endure to the end, right? He that overcometh, right? Him will I give power over the nations. And that's the government that the Lord is going to set up, right? The tabernacle of David. Yep.
So the word for order in the Merriam-Webster's dictionary reads, a group of people united in a formal way, such as a fraternal society. That word fraternal going into a brotherhood, man.
Yep.
You know, and this is the brotherhood that's being established through Yahweh Shai, man. You know, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, right?
That's that. It's called aristocracy. Meaning that word aristocracy goes back to the best of its kind. All right. So the best of its kind, the best of the people are going to rule in the next world to come. All right. The chosen.
It says, a community under a religious rule, especially one requiring members to take solemn vows, a badge or medal of such a society, also a military decoration. But the point, man, you know, the Lord is establishing that order, man. You know, through Yahweh Shai and then down to King David and the 144,000 on down, man.
Sure.
You know, that order is going to be brought back in the land, man.
The book of Malachi, Micah chapter 4 and verse 1.
Yep.
But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord Yahweh shall be established in the top of the mountain.
Right. So we understand that mountains are what? Major governments. The mountain is what? The kingdom. It said the mountain of the Lord shall be established on the top of the mountains. All right. Because what? The headquarters, the kingdom, if you will, is going to be the top government of the earth. Right?
And it shall be exalted above the hills.
And it should be exalted above the hills. Go ahead.
And people shall flow unto it.
Right. And that's what's going to happen. All right. When the true Israelites are back in the power seat. Is that happening on the earth now? Are people flooding, all right, to Israel to learn the ways of the Lord? Go ahead. Right. Exactly. Right.
Verse 2, and many nations shall come and say, come, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord Yahweh,
Yep.
and to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways.
And he will teach us of his ways, man. The heathen going to learn of our ways. Right?
And we will walk in his paths.
There you go. And they're going to, and the law, statutes, and commandments are going to be enforced. All right? That's the essence of ruling with a rod of iron. All right? The law, statutes, and commandments are going to be the standard in the earth, the image. Right? Read on.
For the law shall go forth of Zion.
For the law shall go forth out of Zion. Right? Go ahead.
And the word of the Lord Yahweh from Jerusalem.
Exactly. So going back to that Isaiah 26:9, when the laws of the Lord are in the earth, that's when the world is going to learn righteousness. You see how it makes sense? Right? Ain't going to be no more of this shit that you see on this side, man. No more niggas, no more murderers. All right? Thugs, whores, pedophiles, moles, transformers. Ain't going to be none of that. The ocean is going to be back in proper balance. None of that, man. You ain't gonna be eating pork, crab, lobster, shrimp. Right? You're not gonna be celebrating pagan holidays. You're not gonna be sacrificing unto idols.
Yo, that's too funny. Moab right there. When you say you ain't gonna be eating none of them boxers foods, what they say?
Right.
Yo, she lost her shit. No more rats.
Right.
No more cats and dogs.
Right. Put the rat back.
Yo,
Let the
that
dog
is
go.
funny as
You see what I'm saying?
fuck. Yo, that really took.
But the world needs order, man. Right?
Continuing on, verse 3. And he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off.
Exactly.
And they shall they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks.
Right.
He's doing straight agriculture.
Right.
Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
There's not going to be any war on the earth, man. You got to understand, we're going to be, the kingdom to come is going to be an intergalactical government, man. Right? You're gonna have a government of superhumans ruling, man. Right? So of course there ain't gonna be no war on earth. Who gonna war with Israel in that time? Right? Hey, like I say, resistance is futile. Right? You're not gonna war against a God, man. So of course these nations ain't gonna war no more, man. They're gonna beat all their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Because they're gonna be getting to work. Who gonna build the kingdom up? Isaiah the 60th chapter. Isaiah 61.
We're not going to do it.
Right. No? That's the purpose of having slaves, man. Go ahead, Doc.
Verse 4. But they shall sit every man under his vine and under his fig tree.
Right, we really gonna rest. Right? We're really gonna have rest. All right, tranquility. Right? We're gonna be able to sit down and enjoy the fruits from the earth, right? You're gonna be able to go to an apple tree and it's actual, a real apple tree, all right? You're gonna delight in the fruits and vegetables of the earth, man.
Right. You ain't gonna have to be like, damn, let me get some pesticides.
Right. Let me clean it with vinegar and shit, baking soda, right? All you gotta do is go right outside and take that orange apple off the tree and eat it. Pick that corn or whatever, that green leaf out the earth and eat it. Right? Imagine that, man. Drinking water from a lake or a pond or whatnot, man. You do that now, you finished.
You're not worried about motherfuckers fucking pissing and shit.
Right,
all
come
over
on,
the water,
man. And these are things that Gad used to do. And the northern kingdom used to do before Esau came over here to the Americas, before he defiled the land. Right? You're actually gonna have nutrients in the soil, man. How about that? 2050, they telling you, right, it's not gonna be any more topsoil. So what that means, you ain't gonna be able to grow crops no more. And what Esau, he already pushing it in the name of climate change. You gotta stop farming. You gotta stop tilling the soil. Get rid of the cows. Like we said earlier, we in the midst of the famine now. Lab created meat, 3D printed chicken nuggets and shit.
They're gonna start doing plant-based plants.
Plant-based plants. Come on, man. You can't make this shit up. This is why a new heaven and earth is needed immediately, man. Finish it out.
Continuing on. And none shall make them afraid.
Yup.
For the mouth of the Lord Yahweh of hosts has spoken it.
Yeah, the Lord has spoken it. It's going to come to pass. Any more?
Verse 5. For all people will walk every one in the name of his power, and we will walk in the name of the Lord Yahweh, our power, forever and ever.
Forever and ever. Go ahead.
That's
That's the point. All right, come on. You got it, brother. Whatever you got.
Just real quick. This Psalm chapter 72, and I'll start in verse 1. Give the king thy judgments, O Most High, and thy righteousness unto the king's son. And as brothers have been going into, man, that righteousness is going to be the standard through which the earth is run, man. So it's going to be passed down, from generation to generation for eternity, man. Right? It says, he shall judge thy people with righteousness, and thy poor with judgment.
Ooh, wait, did you make that point once more? You said that's going to be passed down generation to generation. Now, we went into that lesson last night, right? About the epigenetics, how that debaucherous nigga culture has been passed down generation to generation.
Right.
Wickedness passed down generation. Right. Embedded in the fucking DNA of these niggas. Embedded in the minds of the people. Right? How much more righteousness?
The Lord is about to get rid of the plague known as black culture.
Yep.
You're really gonna have a legacy, right? You're going, hey, it's gonna be the house of you, right? You're gonna have descendants. You're gonna have sons that's gonna carry on your legacy, right?
It ain't gonna be like, oh, I'm about to clock out, so
Right.
carry on my name. No, you're gonna actually know them. Generations down the line.
Right.
Oh yeah, man, it's your great
Yes.
great grandson. Like, damn, man.
Imagine that, man.
It's, Psalm chapter 72 and verse 2. He shall judge thy people with righteousness, and the poor with judgment. The mountains shall bring peace to the people. Yeah, like the elder said, man, the mountains going into that government, man. So
Right.
the government of Yasharallah is going to bring peace to the earth. Once the heathen served their 1,000, long, hard years, captivity, building up the kingdom, right? They're going to be able to finally live at peace, man. They're still going to be in subjugation, but they're not going to be, underneath the thumb of Esau, Edom, right? They're not going to be living these wicked lives, man, which is ultimately, bringing destruction to them.
Shit, they gonna be happy.
Right.
Just read the account in Micah the 4th chapter. They gonna be like, shit, let's go down. I'm trying to learn their ways.
Hey,
Right?
Well, the first half of what Proverbs 29:2 it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
Right.
Because the righteous is what's going to bring, the earth back, to health, to prosperity. We're actually going to enjoy the fruits of the earth like we were talking about. Because the earth itself is supposed to be a paradise to man, and it's going to go back to that. But first, wickedness got to get uprooted. All right?
Continuing on. It's, Psalm chapter 72 and verse 3.
Yep.
The mountains shall bring peace to the people,
Right.
and the little hills by righteousness. He shall judge the poor of the people. He shall save the children of the needy, and shall break in pieces the oppressors.
That's right.
So that's what Yahweh Shai is coming to do, man. To completely uproot wickedness, right? To do away with Esau, Edom, and their power structure, right? As brothers was going into earlier. And there's an expiration date on all the wickedness that we see, man. Once Yahweh Shai comes, that's it, man. That's the end, right? It says, he shall come down like rain upon the mown grass, as showers that water the earth. And he's doing that through his word right now, man. Right? The word is going out across the four corners of the earth, and it's rejuvenating the elect. Like those willows by the water courses, man.
His word is showering the earth. Deuteronomy 32? The Lord said he should drop his doctrine as rain. Right?
It's Psalm 72 and verse 7. In his days shall the righteous flourish. Right? Righteousness isn't flourishing on this side, man. Right? Wickedness is flourishing. That's why you see, people getting into high society by doing all type of wicked, debaucherous things, man. It says, in his days shall the righteous flourish, and abundance of peace so long as the moon endureth, which is eternity, man. It's going to be abundance of peace, man. Never-ending peace, right? And that's what we're fighting so hard for, man. Brothers are sick of dealing with all this bullshit, going back and forth, working jobs, dealing with the vexations, of day-to-day life, man. We're seeking that peace, man. We're seeking that abundance of righteousness that's going to be placed in the earth, man.
Keep reading.
Back in Psalm chapter 72 and verse 8. He shall have dominion also from the sea to sea.
Yeah, Yahweh Shai is going to have dominion from sea to sea. What does that mean? The whole earth, man. It's going to rule the world. Go ahead.
He shall have dominion also from sea to sea, and from the river unto the ends of the earth.
To the ends of the earth. That's the planet. Read on.
They that dwell in the wilderness shall bow before him, and his enemies shall lick the dust.
Man, his enemies shall lick his dust, man. All right? Right? He's full dominion. Hold that in Daniel 2 and 44. Read on up.
Psalm 72 and 10. The kings of Tarshish and of the isles shall bring presents. The kings of Sheba and Sheba shall offer gifts.
Right.
Yea, all kings shall fall down before him. All nations shall serve him.
All nations shall serve him. Right? Give me that Daniel 2 and 44.
This is Daniel chapter 2 and verse 44. In the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. That's speaking of the kingdom of heaven, right? When you go into this vision that King Nebuchadnezzar had saw, right, of this statue, it was all the heathen rulership, right? So it's not going to be given over to the heathen, right? This kingdom that's going to be established is going to pretty much knock down any rulership of the heathen, right? That's why Yahweh Shai, he said that he had many crowns on his head. Because these niggas ain't gonna have no type of, no status of rulership any longer. You had your shot. Every time you had an opportunity, you blew it. You blew it. Because you weren't set up to be in the position of rulership, man. That's our lot. Verse 45. For as much as thou sawest that stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that is break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold.
Yeah, all those heathen nations that were set up in power. Right? Which are still in the earth. You know?
Yep. It says, the great power hath made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter. And the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. Because that stone is ultimately Yahweh Shai, who's coming to deliver his elect to the nation of Israel and do away with all of you heathen rulership. You're going to be in your proper lot as subjects to the nation of Israel. And you're going to be happy. You're going to love it. You're going to rejoice. You're going to be like, damn, like shit.
That stone is going to crush the feet.
Yep.
You know that, was it Mari clay? Mixed with Mari clay? Going into that, pretty much the beast, you know, this revived Roman Empire, NATO, EU, and America. The Lord is coming to take down this Edomite hegemony. This is why they're preparing in the heavens to have a space war, right? The Lord's going to put the spirit on Esau and these nations' militaries to fight against the Lord and the host of heaven.
That's how you know these people are simple as all hell. Here it is. This man, Donald Trump, set up a space force, and all you niggas did was, ha-ha.
Right.
So funny, Donald Trump, ha-ha. No, that nigga ain't dumb. That nigga knew exactly what he was doing. These people that rule the government, they're preparing to make war with the angels.
Yeah, get that in Revelation 12. Yeah, because all these presidents, all these people that are in positions of power, they have all been briefed about the angels, man. That's why it ain't a secret no more. And that's why you're hearing all these talks about Project Bluebeam and a so-called UFO, fake UFO invasions and all this shit, because, hey, through the spirit, and I'm just speaking as a man, but through the spirit, really these devils are trying to throw you off. Like the scriptures say, if it were possible to deceive the very elect, man. Right? The psyops, this nigga talking about he's shooting UFOs out the sky. A UFO crashed in Roswell and shit. Come on, man. Yeah. Right. They found some UFO parts in the field and shit, and they reverse engineered it to make you know, their own UFO. All this crazy shit, man. Right. This is the devil, man. Read on, Doc. Right. Go ahead.
So Revelation chapter 12 and verse 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought in his angels.
Yeah, and the dragon fought in his angels. What are his angels? His military, right? His fighter jets, his drones, his tanks, helicopters, all right? His super soldiers. Those part of his angels too, right? Go ahead.
And prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven.
Right, so you know how the story ends. They were utterly destroyed. Read on.
And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan.
Yeah, the Edomite. Go ahead.
which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him.
Right, his ass is gonna get destroyed, man. That's how the story goes. All right? Get that one in Sirach 36, start at the top. Where it talks about how, you know, show your power amongst these nations, because the world's about to see the power of the Lord. Right? Spiritual power is gonna come in the earth. Hold that in Luke 24. Right? Luke 24 and verse 49, start at 49, 48, 49, where it says power should be endued for power on high. But give me that real quick, though.
Sirach 36:1. Have mercy upon us, O Lord, power of all,
Yep.
and behold us, and send thy fear upon all the nations that seek not after thee.
Right, and the Lord's about to do that. We're seeing that now through the judgments. The plagues, the famines, right? The earthquakes, people being swallowed up. All right, the tsunamis. All right? Hey, these heathen nations have been getting jacked up lately, man. When you watch alternative media, some of the what's it called? The natural disasters, if you will. Right? How about Shemal Shah been fucking these nations up?
Elam at the train crash.
Right.
It was like 300 people died.
300 people.
Thousands.
Yep. The shit that happened in Turkey, right? It's like over like 20,000 people died or something like that. Volcano eruptions. Read on.
Continuing on, verse 3. Lift up thy hand against the strange nation,
Lift up thy hand against the strange nations. Go ahead.
and let them see thy power,
Yep.
as thou wast sanctified in us before them.
Keep going.
So be thou magnified among them before us.
And so be thou magnified before them. Be magnified. Read that part again, Salaki.
So be thou magnified among them before us.
So thou be magnified among them before us. Right? And we declared unto you the power and the marvelous work of Yahweh Shemal Shah. Right? In the latter end, you should consider it perfectly. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And let them know thee as we have known thee.
And let them know thee as we have known thee, man. Hey, the planet Earth is about to be introduced, all right, to the creator of all heaven and earth, man.
In a very savage way.
In a drastic fashion.
Like, oh shit. Because hey, that's how people gotta fucking learn, man. They gotta have that oh shit moment for things to click.
Right.
Because right now, this is the grace period.
Right.
Either by choice or by force, man.
Right.
Right, the Lord's gonna make you, bow the knee, man.
There's gonna be a lot of force needs bending.
He said every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess.
Verse 6. Show new signs and make other strange wonders.
See that? Show new signs and make other strange wonders. Go ahead.
Glorify thy hand and thy right arm,
Right?
that they may set forth thy wondrous works.
That they made, and who's the right arm? Yahweh Shah. Read that part again.
Verse 6. Show new signs and make other strange wonders.
Right.
Glorify thy hand and thy right arm,
Yep.
that they may set forth thy wondrous works.
Right, because the Lord's about to magnify his power. You about to really see the power of the right hand play out in the earth, man. Right? Any more?
Verse 7. Raise up indignation and pour out wrath.
Yep.
Take away the adversary and destroy the enemy.
Take away the adversary and destroy the enemy, man. All right? The Edomite is about to be destroyed, man. The nations are about to go down. This man's vision, his mindset, this new world order is not going to prosper. Right? And like we said, going back to those strange wonders, hey, power is about to get raised up, man. Right? How the left hand going to get lifted up without the right?
Balance.
It's balance, man. Right? Hey, guess what? Esau got super soldiers. Hey, you got super soldiers on the right-hand side. Right? Give me that real quick. And give me that Acts 1 and 8.
It's Luke chapter 24 and verse 49. And behold, I send the promise of my Father upon you.
That's right.
But tarry ye in the city of Jerusalem until ye be endued with power from on high.
Until you be endued with power until you be endued with power on high. Man. Meaning what? Spiritual power is coming on earth, man. Miracles are going to be done. Things are going to happen that the world can't understand. Right? The Lord is about to magnify, and the power that's going to come upon the Lord's men is to simply magnify him, to magnify his name. Right? Give me Acts 1 and 8. Huh?
The book of Acts chapter 1 and verse 8. But ye shall receive power. After that the Holy Spirit is come upon you. And ye shall be witnesses both unto me, be witnesses unto me both in Jerusalem and in all Judea and in Samaria and unto the uttermost part of the earth.
Right, and we are in the uttermost part of the earth. Here in the Americas, the Western Hemisphere, the Western world, man. And the Lord's going to raise up men with power, man. Miracles. Right? This is what we believe in. Because, hey, these things are going to be required in these situations of the straight gate, man. Right? When things come. Right? The Lord's going to do things, man. And we believe that. Right? You got something? You got something? See what I'm saying? So, whatever else you brothers got. Right? That's pretty much the point, man. You know, the power is coming, the miracles is coming. The Lord's about to do things, man. See? Say, man, hey, that's pretty much it. Hey, it's all the Spirit. You know, we pray that this camp was edifying, man. You know, keep hope alive. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua is coming back to redeem the elect. All right? Esau and his system is about to go down. All right? And all these wicked people are about to be destroyed. Right? So, hey, closing out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua Ba'ashim Rakapadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone who taught us the truth. Double salutation to all you Akim out there laboring in the house of David. The elect is pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Ram Yashua.
Ram Yashua.
Bad.
Baba Ball. Shalom.